I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it. You're sweet. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear. You would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, we're free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the CJ Unedited podcast. As always, I'm James Hanton. This is Chrissy McNamara.
Hello,
Chrissy, how are
Karen.
you tonight?
I'm good. I'm here straight up here from Shiz University. We're getting ready for the next season of school in a couple weeks, and yeah, I'm good.
As always, guys, because we are busy as always, this episode is pre-recorded. But guys, it is. Oh, what? No. Well, no. Oh, I hit too close, and I did. Well, now we all know what the next week is gonna be. Woo! Guys, tonight is. Oh, I kicked her off. How come it does that? Tonight is Wicked Night on the podcast. Given the Wicked
Yours is
hoodie,
awesome.
Shiz University shirt. What did you say?
Yours is awesome.
Yeah, it's also like
Oh, that's
different
cool.
colors, and then the hood has.
Oh, wow,
Wicked. I think all it says is Wicked.
That's amazing.
But we can't start Wicked Night without asking the age-old question. Hopefully, it doesn't kick you off again. If it kicks you off again, we have an issue. What are you drinking tonight? It's gonna keep kicking you off. I have a feeling.
It does not like me tonight. I am drinking a diet lemonade from Chick-fil-A. We had quite a busy week, and we had no dinner meal prepped, so we went to Chick-fil-A tonight, and I saved some of my diet lemonade just for this.
I am drinking water out of my Wicked Stanley.
Oh, it's a whole
There's
ass
a little
Stanley.
flying monkey right there. It's a Wicked brand.
That's a whole ass Stanley. I might
The
need
whole
to get
Stanley. So.
Rob, I'm adding to my Christmas list.
But no, we have it's gonna boot you off, so I'm just gonna do this and it's gonna boot you off, but there we go. It's gonna keep doing it. But Chrissy, have you seen Wicked?
I've seen Wicked the movie. Obviously, I was really obsessed with it about a year ago, and I haven't seen it on Broadway, but I've seen it at the Walnut Street Theater in Philadelphia, I believe, when it was on tour. I want to say that was maybe like 7-8 years ago. No, maybe a little more. Yeah, probably about 8. I was right before I got married, so like 8 years ago.
Okay, I mean,
and it was phenomenal.
I vowed, huh?
Oh, I said it was phenomenal.
I vowed.
I'm obsessed.
I vowed never. So I've seen Wicked twice. I saw it in 2016, and then I saw it in 2024. I saw it last year when you came to New York, and then we went through Central Park, and then you left because I actually ended up meeting our special guest tonight, and got to go backstage. Yeah, that was the night that I went to Wicked. Okay. So that was the night that I went backstage and got to meet our special guest that we have on tonight. And I think so. I vowed never to watch Wicked, but neither the tour nor anything. I listened to the soundtrack, but I vowed never to do anything until I saw it on Broadway. I love Wicked so much that I actually have "Dancing Through Life" tattooed right there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. With one of the Fiero's signatures.
Oh, wait! Why didn't I remember that tattoo?
You've never noticed that?
I don't think I knew about that one.
Yeah, I've had it since right after COVID.
I think that the Pony Boy one has been like the the highlight lately.
The highlight lately, yeah. But so tonight's episode is a 100% unedited. We filmed it a couple of weeks ago. Due to time constraints, I sat down with him or her, and I can give it away. It's a him. We sat down with him got to just talk about his life. And so it's 100% unedited. We're going to air that tonight. And it's the return of one of our favorite segments, Fiery Questions. It is back, y'all.
We love fiery questions.
We love fiery questions. And do you see the theme here? Because in Wicked, she there's the scarecrow, and she catches him on fire, and
yes,
the fire, and a little bit. So there is that. I don't understand why it keeps kicking you off here every time I try to move us back.
Oh, it said I was still in the show.
The one time it didn't kick us off.
It said I was still in the show when the picture was up.
I know. The one time I didn't kick you off, I kicked you off. But, so guys, here is that interview. It's an hour and 30 minutes long. So get ready. Chrissy, I hope you enjoy.
It's a good one.
And here we go. Special guest tonight is a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native, a current New York-based actor, and a recent graduate from Penn State's BFA musical theater program. You have probably seen him on tour in the male tumbler track and the first national tour of Escape to Margaritaville, inside the Jacobs Theater portraying Frankie Epps in the 2023 Tony Award revival of Parade, and most currently as America's favorite Tin Woodsman Bach in the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical Wicked at the Gershwin. He is a Grammy-nominated principal vocalist on the musical theater album, a Jimmy Award nominee, and the 2017 Gene Kelly Award winner for Best Actor. It is Jake Pedersen.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. All through my city, all through my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. Under the lights when everything goes. Nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well you already know. So just imagine. Got this feeling in my body. Got this feeling in my body. Got the feeling wanna see you through your body. Got this feeling in my
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Pedersen.
Oh my.
I kicked you off. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead.
I love that intro. Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
It took a while because I had to combine all the photos and put photos on there, and
I
but
loved it.
I saw the Jimmy Awards performance, and I was like, okay, I got to use this.
Yeah, it was a fun night, that one. I'm glad you brought it back.
Before we go anywhere in this
Yeah.
podcast, we have an age-old question that we have to ask. It's on
Okay.
the back of our merchandise. It's on everything we have. But it's, what are you drinking tonight?
Right now, I'm drinking peach ginger ale, specifically white peach ginger ale. It's one of my favorite little treats right now, so that's what I got.
I did not know they made that. I'm drinking water out of my
Nice.
Wicked Stanley.
Very good, very good.
Obviously, it's all Wicked.
It's legit.
I know I did a little intro package about you, but
Yeah.
for those who are watching, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll do a deep dive into who you are. You were run into Broadway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yep. My name is Jake Pedersen. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania originally. I grew up there, and I started theater when I was younger. I really started in 6th grade. I got to be a part of Les Mis, their high school production. I played Gavroche, and that was when I really fell in love with this thing. And yeah, I got really lucky with how everything timed out in my life. It took a village. I can't take credit for everything I've done. I had so many people in my life help me. Specifically, a woman named Christy Jeter, who runs Jeter's Backyard Theater out in Pennsylvania, and she showed me the ropes at the beginning of my days. I eventually like went to the Pittsburgh CLO and grew up kind of doing their stuff too, where I was lucky enough to win the Gene Kelly Award that brought me to New York. I did study musical theater for 4 years at Penn State. You kind of touched on all of this, but I'm giving you a little synopsis again. But yeah, I got lucky with all of that. I did have a pandemic in the middle of that training, so that wasn't so lucky, but I know nothing otherwise. So I am kind of fortunate to lean on my peers that I grew with in that time. I have a loving family. I have a twin brother, a little brother, a mom and dad. I have a cat and a dog. I have a partner. We have a beautiful life together. And
Who
I
I've
am,
met.
yes, yeah. And I am extremely fortunate to have like this beautiful life right now. And I'm truly just trying to figure out how to support that. And I'm lucky enough to do it as an actor. I do not take that for granted one day ever. And yeah, so it's been a wild journey, but I got to New York after graduation and started working pretty consistently after graduation, doing the Escape to Margaritaville tour. I did a regional gig, a new musical in Michigan, and then I booked Wicked for the first time on tour. I was there for a year. I left a week early and I did Parade on Broadway. After that, we closed. I started Wicked on Broadway the day after, and I was there until March of this year. So I got pretty lucky with the timing of all that. And yeah, I'm extremely grateful for all the people who touched my journey and will continue to do so in my time. But that is my little brief synopsis of me.
I will say I have seen you in both Parade,
There you go.
which, looking back, I don't have your signature on this, even though you came out.
Oh my gosh. How weird. Wait. Hold it back up one more time. I think it's me on the left there, the bottom left. That is
This
me.
one?
Yeah. It looks
Definitely
wild.
different than this version.
Yeah. It's got some similarities. I probably was in a rush or something. I'm so sorry. Oh my
But
gosh.
saw you in Parade.
There you
Then
go.
I remember posting a photo of you going, "Are you gonna be on? Are you gonna be Bach?" And you were like, "Yeah." And then had the opportunity to see you in Wicked, which is one of my all-time favorite musicals.
Oh yeah.
I have photos. Before we go any further, I have photos. I got the opportunity to go backstage because of you. That was nice. Wow.
Well,
There were
I
other
was
people
very
who were
lucky.
going backstage. What?
I was lucky to receive this awesome gift too. I don't know if anyone can see this, but look
Yes.
at this.
And we both
It's
happen
running.
to have the same one.
Look at
I
that.
was not
Boom.
going to let you get one without me getting one.
There you go.
Because he and then you got spoiled with it
Yeah.
before you were supposed to get spoiled with it, which really upset me because I was like, "Oh, dude, that was supposed to be a surprise, and now it's ruined. So now I have to tell him that I am a surprise." So you took me backstage, got the opportunity to stand on one of my favorite stages at the Gershwin. And then, that's not the right thing for us. That's for later on. Then there's both of us.
There we are.
And I have this little video, if it's gonna play, we'll see, of your
Okay.
reaction to. Oh, it's not. Oh yeah, there's. Oh.
I'm right in the same position too.
This is the coolest thing ever.
Yes,
Like-
it is.
I just remember, like, that was just a real moment because it was the very first play that I got to know, very first everything, a very first musical, and it just so happens that I got to go backstage. So that was thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad it worked out. Truly, I had such a good time, and this is just like the coolest gift ever. So truly, it's a win for everyone, and I thank you for the great experience. I'm so glad that it happened.
So I just I want to go through this. Readings you did at Penn State. You did The Last Day, A Month in the Country, The Lucky Boy, Moment by Moment, Dirty Little Secret, Wild Child, and that wasn't all at Penn State, but 10 Brave Seconds. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
10 Brave Seconds. Regional, A Little Night Music, The Last 5 Years, Best Little Whorehouse, A Christmas Carol, Camelot, 42nd Street, Newsies, Escape to Margaritaville, Wicked, both on tour, on Broadway, and Parade, which was your Broadway debut. You've done a lot of readings. You've done a lot of theater. And there goes the cat.
That's my cat. Sorry, everyone.
What got you into theater?
Yeah, I grew up with a twin brother and a little brother, but we always had to have something of our own, really. And so we first led to sports. We needed some sort of like team exercise kind of building thing. And I never leaned in a team direction. We tried baseball, wasn't for me. My twin was really good at the football world, and I leaned into gymnastics. Was kind of my first like, oh, this could be my sport. But even though still wasn't fulfilled. And then my father was really into musical theater too. My mom, yes, as well, but my dad was really the one who was musically inclined in the musical theater world. And so he would always listen to Phantom of the Opera, but specifically Les Mis. And then all of a sudden in high school, in the high school of the school that I was going to in the future, but I was in 6th grade at the time. Sorry, my cat is crazy right now. They were doing Les Mis. And so they were looking for a Gavroche who was actually a young little boy, and they held auditions. And I was asked to go because I don't know how someone figured out that I liked singing at that point. I was so young, but I got the audition. I went to the high school and I booked that role. Of course, that wasn't, it was high school, so I wasn't getting paid or anything. So it was a new fun hobby that I was just developing. And from there, I really started loving like what this thing was. And I took lessons with Christy Jeter and Jeter's Backyard Theater and just took off from there. But it was really the first developments in my life was my dad and Les Mis. That was my first love.
Did you do any other like theater like when you were in high school, or was it just Les Mis that like did you do shows that you now have like actually like performed regionally in? Like did you do anything like that, or did you just what shows did you do?
Yeah, well, I have never repeated a show, which would be fun to do, to like revisit. But when I was in 6th grade was Les Mis, and then I didn't do another show at the high school until 8th grade when they did Big the musical, and I got to play young Josh. So I still wasn't even in high school yet, but I was able Big, like the movie Big.
Okay.
And they have a musical version, and I got to do the little boy version of that. And then after that, I finally made it to high school, and we did Thoroughly Modern Millie. I was in that, and then I did Pippin. I was Pippin. And that was wild, one of my favorite productions. And then after that, we did Music Man. I was in the quartet. And in my senior year, we did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I was Joseph, and that's what took me to New York, and so that was fun. But yeah, I got to do some fun shows in my time, but never repeating. That's really fun. I would love to do that.
So it's on here because as you say, it was CLO Academy?
Yeah, Civic Light Opera. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this is for everyone who's watching. This is a new thing. I usually have questions. This time I just have bullet points. With Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, were you going out for Joseph? Did you want to have Joseph, or like was it just one of those that you got it and it kind of just spun your entire world around?
It's funny. Like back then, my life was the spring musical. Like that was the time I came alive in school. I didn't have anything else. Everyone had like the sport. Our school was very sports oriented. Everyone loved the football team, and so or the basketball team or any other team really. So when spring came around, it was like musical. That was the season. It was cool to be part of the musical, which is not a normal experience, I feel like.
No.
But at that time of the year, it was a cool thing. And because there weren't a handful of like male identifying people who did the musical, I was in a small little group, and so I was really hoping to get Joseph for sure. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, oh, I really hope that works out. And if it wouldn't have worked out, it would have been okay. I would have definitely been bummed, but yeah, I was so excited and leaned into that. My main friend group at that time were all musical theater nerds and choir nerds, and we were all part of like this choir officer committee. Like literally we were those people. So yes, I was gunning for Joseph, and I made it my life for that little like 3-month stint. And I was on cloud 9 because then it continued like until the next season because I got to go to New York. So yeah, it just kept going, and I was leaning in, not knowing what the heck was going on, but like pretending I did. Fake it till you make it.
I'll go back. You said that theater wasn't like it's not the cool kids kind of thing. And still to this day, it's funny because I still love theater, but when I was in high school, I was not musically inclined. I'm not musically inclined, but I got cast in Once Upon a Mattress.
Yes.
The only musical I did my entire career was Once Upon a Mattress, but I helped out with like Bye Bye Birdie, the Music Man. And I knew people who I knew were going to make it big one day. not to the level of Jimmy Awards, and I've never heard of the Gene Kelly award. So what is that? What is the Gene Kelly Award? And and that process of moving on to the Jimmys and getting to perform on a Broadway stage at the Minskoff. I think it was still at the Minskoff. I think it's always been at the Minskoff, but at the Minskoff Theater. So tell me a little bit about that, like the Gene Kelly.
Absolutely. So basically, the Jimmy Awards evolved from a bunch of regional regional awards that wanted to like promote students to go to New York and do this week intensive. It's been around for I don't remember how many. We celebrated 10, maybe. I don't even remember. It's bad.
I think it was 10. I think this was it was either 10th or 11th, but I know it was up there.
But it's been around for over a decade almost, I think, and so there's been a handful of producers who's created the Jimmy Awards, but one of them was the Pittsburgh CLO. And so basically what the Gene Kellys are, it's the Pittsburgh version of the Jimmy Awards. And every regional program, be that if you live in like Texas, if you live in California, even like there is a regional award program that mimics the Jimmy Awards, and like ours is just called the Gene Kelly Awards. There's also ones like the Rising Star Awards, the Bloomy Awards, things like that.
Starlight has the Starlight Blue, or
so it's like that kind of deal. And so for the Jimmy Awards, for the Gene Kelly Awards, it's based on Gene Kelly, who's this iconic musical theater performer, dancer who everyone knows and loves, and Patricia Ward Kelly, his wife, his last wife, who still lives to this day. She's the one who hosts it, and she gets to like wear this beautiful gown, and it's this amazing thing that happens. And there's a bunch of budget options. That's not just where we award actors and actresses. It's also like best musical, best orchestration, best dance. It's like a full-on mini Tony Awards for a bunch of high school students, and it's really a lovely night of celebrating like young artists and seeing where people can go. And it's such a beautiful sense of community in the middle of Pittsburgh. I've always loved it. It's always been like a dream of mine. I used to say this when I was younger. When I was in Pippin or when I was a freshman, I've always wanted the dream of getting my square light. At the time when you were nominated as an actor for Best Actor, you would go out, they would say your name, then you would hit a pose, and there'd be this square beam of light where you would just freeze in the pose of your character, and the crowd would go wild. And I was like, that would be such a dream to do it. And I finally got to do that in my senior year of high school, and I think it's probably the coolest day of my life still to this day. And so the Gene Kelly Awards is just the Super Bowl of musical theater for high school students of musical theater nerds.
Well, you say it's like the Tony Awards for you guys. Well, then you guys do have, like we were talking about, the Jimmy Awards, which everyone colloquially will call it the Tony Awards for high school. Performed on I didn't know it was a week-long thing. I do know that you guys do like an opening number, musical guests like yourself, come back, Broadway actors come back, you, Casey Likes, other like just big names. There have been big names who have made it to Broadway just from the Jimmy Awards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take us through. I've never met someone who actually has done the Jimmy Awards. So, what's that like? Process. Like I've watched the Jimmy Awards, like the actual day, but what's that like? And like, what do you go through?
Yeah, so it's evolved since I've been there, and it's grown. It used to be like when I went, there was maybe max 60, 70 students. Now it's gone into the triple digits and continues to grow. And so because of that, it has to shift just on like in terms of time and what's available to the students, but it's still a beautiful celebration. That being said, you get there. It's a week-long intensive. There are a mix of medleys and production numbers and auditions. And then also, so let me start at the beginning. You get there, you audition before you get there with 2 songs of your choosing to choose whether you're in a medley or a production number. The judges and like the coaches that you work with the week will decipher what that looks like and how they literally build.
You're not auditioning to go there. You're already, because you already won the Gene Kelly, you're already in. You're just auditioning for. Okay. I was like, oh my.
Yeah, sorry, should have clarified. Yeah, once you win that award regionally, that's your ticket in, and then they have to kind of just like figure out where you fit, and so that's where the audition comes in, and they fully like make a whole show, and there's a whole music team that writes medleys, writes production numbers, and it's a really beautiful work that they combine scores to fit so beautifully and tell stories. And so through that week, you get placed in your medley or your production number. So there's portions of the day where you rehearse those. There are portions of the day where you have like dance master classes, voice acting master classes, but also with the idea that you're going to have a production soon. So it all informs that. And you put together this show. And really, the whole week is also the judges judging you, and they don't know the winner until the end of the night. So like your performance that whole week is being scored. And so you were sleeping when I was there. It was at NYU. Nowadays, it is. Where is it at? Is that Julie? No.
I look.
Yeah, I think it's at near Lincoln Center now.
I think it is Lincoln Center because I remember vividly this year's opening, them getting on a bus at Lincoln Center.
Yeah, they're over
with
there.
The soundtrack to Sunset Boulevard. So I think it is Lincoln Center.
Yeah, so they're over there housed in that school's dorms, and so it's a whole thing, and that's where they rehearse as well because they have big studios. And so it's a whole week long intensive where you're just with a bunch of high school students your age. You eat, sleep, breathe together. You start at like 8:30, 9 a.m. and you go to like a regular work schedule day, and then you'll get to see like 2 Broadway shows. You'll have like social event time. They really jam-packed the week with a lot of beautiful memories for the students, and continue to do meet and greets with people who have been a part of the Jimmy Awards, who are just like, or random like musical theater people who are working on Broadway now who want to touch it. And it's a really amazing way to dip a toe into the networking of all of it in the musical theater canon. And yeah, for those reasons, I'm extremely grateful to like continue to be a part of it. But then towards the end of your time there, you'll have one day where you kind of like tech the show at the Minskoff Theater. I believe it's usually always hosted at the Minskoff Theater. I forget, it was at a different theater for a few years. I can't remember where it started. But yeah, it's at the Minskoff Theater now. And it's really cool because that's the home of the Lion King. So you get to go backstage. You get to see all the dressing rooms because that's where you chill for the most of the day. You get to see the puppets. That is a automated raked stage that they always use. And so you get the whole day to tech it out, figure it out. And then in real time during the show, when there's an audience, you perform all these numbers and there's an intermission. And right before the intermission, we have all the students collect themselves on stage again, and they say 8 names of finalists, and those are picked from
yes, you had 8 in yours.
Yes, both the medleys and the production number. And so based on that, those finalists then get to perform their one song that they've been coached through for the whole week with their specific coach that they've been working on. So everyone is set up for success. No one is not ready. They're all supposedly prepared, right? That's what this whole week has been about. But now you have to do it. You're on the Broadway stage, and so all you have is usually piano, you in the middle of a big Broadway stage, and so many thousands of people watching you, including the internet now, which is the craziest part about the Jimmy Awards, is how much it's grown virtually. And so
is the song that you're working on, does it come from the show that you got nominated into?
So your medley,
so
if you're in a medley,
Joseph.
If you were in a medley, yes, I would do that. Like I sang a song from Joseph in my medley. If I did not make it this far in the program, but if I got nominated as a finalist, I would have sang a song that I chose. And what I had worked on that week was Larger Than Life from the musical My Favorite Year. And so that's kind of how that all feeds into it. Yeah, so you sing their solo. It's like a cut of the song. It's not the whole song, but it's usually like around a minute. Everyone screams for you at the end, and then everyone comes back at the end of all the 8 solos. And in real time, we find out who wins. And that also means best dancer. There's like person who boosts morale. Like, there's a bunch of fun awards as well, and a bunch of scholarships, which is lovely to see. And yeah, lots of support and lots of recognition. And then, of course, nowadays they're bringing back alumni for like the closing number, which is fun. And then you get to have a celebration, usually at the Hard Rock Cafe with everyone who touched it. And then you go home the next day, and it's like the wildest time of your life.
So were you the 2018 or the 2017 Jimmys?
I was the 2017 Jimmys.
Okay, so for those who are watching, one of the finalists that made it for the women went on to be cast in the Tony Award and nominated for the Tony Award for Best Actress for Boop was Jasmine Amy Rogers, which I think
Yes.
is really wild. But like you've had Eva Noblezada come out of there, you've had Andrew Barth Feldman, you've had Casey Likes, you've had, and it's just because you don't win doesn't obviously clearly doesn't mean you don't make it,
Absolutely.
like you don't go farther.
Yeah,
It's
they actually brought me back 2 years ago to talk to all their nominees, basically to tell that to them and be like, "Hey,
yeah,
I didn't get far in this process at all, and it's all good." You know, it's a beautiful thing. It does
because
not mean it's the end of the road for you.
I guess it's just like how you I guess it's like sports. I know going back to that sports analogy, you have when you're playing in college, you have or in high school, you have recruits that come to watch. So you clearly have like people, producers come to the Jimmys to scout. I
Yeah.
guess I'm guessing. Um,
Yeah. There's a
but
whole day where we sit down with casting directors, and it's a real thing. They all talk. We've had probably every office that's in New York come in as either a representative or the head of the office come in and talk to all the nominees, and they're invited to the show, and they usually all do show up, and it's like a real thing. It's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong, it's nerve-wracking, but what a way to like step in, you know?
yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's nerve wracking doing something like this. Like I've done interviews with people before from movies, from Law and Order, from Survivor, from all these different, but it's still nerve wracking. And it's just like when you go in for an audition, it's nerve wracking because like I applied for, and I got an invitation to come audition for, oh gosh, it's one of the two big. It's not Juilliard. What are the other? Is it AMDA?
and like in
American
New York.
Music, the American Dramatic Art. Yes, in New York.
Yeah.
It's an AMDA.
Yeah. There's AMDA,
Yes,
there's Juilliard.
the,
Yeah.
the Academy. They had the Academy, like one of the original Academy Awards. So I think that's AMDA. But
Yeah.
like it was nerve wracking going into that building and auditioning for the theater when I didn't really know theater. But the fact that I got the audition, and I
Yeah.
got the denial letter before I even got home from New York. But I mean,
That's all
it
right.
just shows that like it is nerve wracking all the time, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Transferring from that into what was it like, what was the time frame between um the Jimmy Awards? What did you do before the Jimmy Awards before you even went on a national tour? Because that alone in itself is still a national tour debut, but like what did you do in
Yeah.
between?
Well, I went to college. I went to college for 4 years, and it
Yes,
was really
Penn State.
fun to like hone in on my craft there. And it's so annoying to say. Sometimes I hear myself say that, but it's so real. I honed in on like my training, and I went to college thinking that like I knew what I was doing. Even like
Yeah.
I thought of myself as like a vocalist first, which is so pretentious of me. Which don't get me wrong, I love singing. It's one of my favorite things to do, but I needed to work on it. There's always room to grow. There's always like things to be done and improve on. And I almost like did myself a disservice by thinking that. So I got to school and I went to voice lessons and I was like, oh wow, I'm actually singing unhealthily. And I figured that out with my beautiful voice teacher, Beverly Patton at the time. And sorry, my dog is being crazy with this bit. So
It's a live, it's a live recording for a
it's
reason.
live, everyone. Yeah. So after that, I went to college, did that, and I also like started working on acting, but specifically dance too. And I could not move my body at all. I was a gymnast, but I wasn't able to like put rhythm into my body in a way that was like pretty to look at. So I got to really work on that. And it was really the only thing that happened during the pandemic that was like in person too. So that was fun to like hone in on the dancing training of it all, specifically in 2020. But before 2020, I was auditioning for regional productions. We call it summer stock. And it's basically when you go and have the summers off in school, all the actors who are young go out and do regional contracts at like Barnes or like Mom and Pa's Theater and like also big theaters as well, like the Muni, CLO, or like things in Starlight, things like that. And so it's all over. I never did any of like the fun big ones, but I got to do really amazing community building ones. Like one of my favorite places ever is New London Barn Playhouse, where I worked after my freshman year, where we did 4 shows and 2 review shows. And so it was a lot of work. And I also like had tech duties, so I built the set as well. So there was one day off the entire summer, just one. That's it. And on my day off, I went to Maine, and I went to Portland, Maine, and I had a lovely time. But yeah, I did work professionally in college, and that's where I got to do a few other shows as well. But then after graduation, I was lucky enough to gain an agent and audition through them, and that's how I booked my first national tour.
We're
Yeah.
we're gonna backtrack
Do
here
it.
because
Yeah, absolutely.
when you start saying things, my brain starts going.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say when you said you did your one day off. I thought you were gonna say my one day off. I went to Maine and I saw a show, and I was gonna be like, yeah, typical theater person. You get a day off, you spend it going to see something.
Yeah.
When you did, it's really funny because you didn't go to Starlight, you didn't do any like the Muni, did you?
No, I've tried.
Starlight, there's a chance I probably saw you, but
one day I hope to work the Muni. That would be a dream.
It is. I will say I'm from St. Louis. So when they won the Tony of this year, I've never actually been to the Muni, and I'm from St. Louis. So
well, you gotta get there.
Is I do. I have to go. It's on the list of the bucket list items of things that I want to do, and I want to go.
Absolutely.
And it's wild because it's wild the small connections that the theater has, because actually one of my friends, which we'll talk about later. But like I saw him in a show, and he worked with Will.
Wow, look at that small little world.
So it's just it's the small world. But when you did all the shows you did at Penn, which one was your favorite? Because I know you did last 5 years. You did I don't know what other ones. I brought up your resume again, and I still did not see it.
There were so many. Yeah, that was a fun one too.
Those were regional. So like, did you do anything like in the show? Like, and like, what was your favorite one at Penn? It could be regional, it could be.
Yeah, I think I didn't really get to do a whole bunch of shows, like main stage shows, just because of how the cookies crumbled then.
Yeah.
But I did love doing last 5 years. I think that was one of my favorite things to do. It kind of just fell in my lap because my friend was the one who kind of made it happen. Her name's Becca Suskauer, and she's like, hey, we haven't done shows in almost a year. Like, let's do one that's safe enough to do. And so we wore 2 masks during that show, and it's one of the hardest things out there. And there we were singing it, 2 masks on. It was insane. And so I think that's one of my favorite, but I also really did enjoy a Little Night Music where I played Henrik. That was just fun to do and like be on the main stage. But I will say, I've always been so blown away by how Penn State works and their production quality. And so when you're a freshman, you have to do your version of tech duties. And I was lucky enough to do Spotlight twice, and I got to do Spotlight for Sweet Charity and Kiss of the Spider-Woman, which is a movie now that they just released this month. And so when I got to like watch every show, watch all of my friends and my like older colleagues get to like perform and fall in love with my school, with this art form, and truly like build my excitement to do the thing, you know. And so my favorite performance, I think, is last 5 years, but I have a lot of favorites of like being a part of it, but from the ends or like that. Yeah.
I feel like last 5 years, it's one of those shows that, for those who don't know what last 5 years is, I don't barely know it, but I want to see it. You never really interact with each other.
Yeah,
except for one point, and then you continue going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so that on top of the fact that you're wearing masks, on the top of the fact that it's a show that this is, I don't really know. I want to see it. But also I understand the tech duties, because when I was in college, I was box office. I was stage. Like I had to build the set. Like one of my favorite shows that I ever did was we did Barefoot in the Park.
Oh, fun.
And so we had, when it snowed in the house, we actually had the contraption where I literally had to pull the
Oh wow.
fly rail to make the snow fall. So like I understand. Like you say
Yeah.
spotlight operator twice. I
Yep.
love being the snow operator for the
That's
Barefoot Park.
correct.
So
I love that.
I understand like it being behind the scenes, but it also gives you the respect for
Absolutely.
those who do it every day, who are up there
Oh.
in the flies and running
Yes.
spotlight and
It
like
takes a village, and you get to see the village that way.
yeah.
I love it. When I was young, I was like, oh, why are we doing that? And then I got to do it. I was like, oh, actually, this is lovely. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Like I will say I was only ever in one production in college.
Okay.
All the rest of them, I was box office, I was stage manager, I was assistant stage manager, I was front of house, I was publicity. The only show I ever was in, and I had 3 lines. And 4 if you count me blowing a train whistle, but I was in our town. And
Yes.
3 lines. I had one in the audience. I got to make up a line.
Fun.
And I guess that's it. I was in the audience, got to make up a line, and I got to blow a train whistle. That was my only show I ever did. And
on the resume it went.
I looked at our director and I said, if you do not cast me in this, because he's the one who like helped me prepare my monologue for the audition for him. And I looked at him and I said, if you don't cast me in this, I'm going to be very upset because you helped me prepare for this.
That's right. There you go.
But I give a new light to all the people. And we're doing this especially after, the contract negotiations that just happened with musicians and actors, and you get a new sense of like respect for everybody.
Absolutely. It's a community that it takes a village to do what we do, and the actors get a lot of love for and praise for the things that they do on stage, and it's awesome. But yeah, it's like a thankless job sometimes to be behind the scenes and really make the show work. In Wicked, there's a lot of cogs, and we talk as if we're all little cogs in the show. And so there's the bigger cogs exist backstage or off stage, or people who are not even in the building but helped create it and maintain it. And so yeah, I'm happy to be the tiny cog, but wow, am I grateful for the bigger ones.
I know when the musicians were going through their thing, I even posted, I said, I don't want to see Broadway shut down, but I want the musicians to get what they want. So I was like, it was like a twofold, like, I want this, but I don't want this. But like in the end, everyone got what they wanted, and we're happy for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I said we're gonna go back, but now we're going forward. Your first tour, which one was your Broadway date? Which one was your national tour debut? Was it Wicked or was it Escape? Okay.
Yeah, Escape to
I've seen that show. I love it. How did that come about? And what was your time on that show?
So basically, in 2021, I graduated from college, got an agent, and everything was virtual. Nothing was happening in person yet. And so everything was like, send a video, or can you submit it via this website? And so my agent asked me if I was interested in going in for this. I said, yeah, absolutely. They were remounting the first national tour because they were coming back from the shutdown. And they were replacing the person who I actually knew because he was moving up to dance captain and he wanted to be a swing too. And so they needed someone on stage to do the tumbler track. And so there was a big breakdown that went out to everyone who wanted to look at it. And I got it through my agent, and it was a dance call with 2 songs and a side, and I sent it all in. I got a call back, and I sent the same material again. And then in the U-Haul on the way to move to Brooklyn with my partner's dad, my friend Tommy, and my partner in the U-Haul, I got a phone call and another email saying, hey, we're really considering you for this. Can you send us your tumbling reel? So I made a tumbling reel and sent them that. And then the next day I got the call that I was going to join the national tour, but since it was a remount, I had to fly to Tulsa. They were going to fly me out. And so we had 2 weeks in Tulsa, and we teched the whole show there, had a week of shows, and then we went out on tour. And that was really only like a 5-month endeavor because it was just the end of their tour there. So it wasn't too crazy long, but it was a first nice taste of what this business looks like. And I will add, at that time, I was a non-union performer. And so because of that, it was a non-union tour. It was a bus and truck. And so we traveled by bus and truck. Sometimes we also flew, and that was luxurious. But we had a lot of one-nighters where we would like one city one day, the next city the next. And so it was a lot. And I had a roommate, you know, but it was my first kind of taste of what this musical theater tour world looked like. And I was on cloud nine. I had a good time, and I got to tumble. I got to dance in the ensemble, tumble.
Is that what a tumbling? Is that what a tumbler role is? As like a dancer? Because you said a tumbling reel, and I went, I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, just like me flipping in a gymnastics like gymnasium. And so I put one together because I have videos of myself doing that. And yeah, so it was fun to like be a tumbler track and just do back handsprings, round off back layouts all over the globe, really it felt like. But yeah, it was fun. And yeah, we did fins to the left, fins to the right. Yeah, fins up for Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett did come out, rest in peace. He did come out every so often and perform with us. And so that was fun. And then we closed it, and you know, I moved back to New York. But yeah, that was my first national tour debut.
I will say, Escape to Margaritaville is one of 4 shows that I have seen twice on Broadway. I don't usually see the same Broadway show twice, mainly because I want to experience new things. But Escape to Margaritaville, Wicked, Oh Mary, and The Outsiders. Those are 4 that I have seen twice.
Noted. So, then you probably saw Lisa Howard a few times, who was our Madame Morrible on tour.
Maybe. I think I have that program in my playbill stack.
Yeah.
But I knew.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then yes, I think I have, because I have seen one of my friends. Her cousin was the dance captain in the Broadway version. And so I met her. Well, actually, she wasn't going to come out, but then I said, I think her name was Marjorie was her name. I said, is Marjorie back there? I'm a friend of her cousin's, and she came bustling out the door. And I was like, I introduced myself, and she says, are you going to come see the show again? And I said, I don't know. I mean, what do I get out of it? Because like, I'm not dropping another. And she was like, well, we can take you backstage. So I was like, well, okay, I'm going to go to the Broadway show. So I saw it twice, and I'm a big Jimmy Buffett fan. So it was one of the, and I think it's one of those wild shows where you do get to dance and you get to sing along because they encourage it.
Yeah,
Jimmy is
on tour. It was wild. Like, we had people tailgating our show. People were out here. They stood up. They were singing along. People were drunk as heck. It was crazy, but we had fun.
So I guess next up was Wicked.
Yeah, I took I had a little moment where I came back to New York. I booked a commercial, but then I got COVID, so I couldn't do it. But then after that, I got to go work regionally, and I went to a place called Meadowbrook Theater in Auburn Hills, Michigan, where I was there for 3 months, and I did a new musical called Writing Kevin Taylor, which is a 3-person musical written by Will Van Dyke and Josh Holloway, I want to say. And it was lovely. I got to be there for 3 months and really get to know these people and like discover the show. It was like the world premiere. It was the first production that happened. And so it was fun to like be there for that. And then I had another audition for Wicked. I had auditioned for Wicked before, just once while I was on tour at Escape to Margaritaville. I flew into New York to do the Broadway production audition of it. Didn't get it, and that's okay. I was like, all right, well, maybe next time. And so then a few months later, they called me in again for the tour. And so I flew back from Michigan, did my callback. And then next Monday, I got the job, and they wanted me to start early, but I couldn't because I was in Michigan, and I had to finish that job. So then I started. I had one day where I flew after the job closed in Michigan. I flew back to New York, packed up my entire apartment, and then I flew to Spokane, Washington, which is where I started Wicked.
So this is just the theater person in me. Before you go into a role, you don't know anything. Like, you don't know the blocking. You don't know, how do you, especially like I know for Broadway ones, they kind of like, you kind of have like an ease in where you learn it, you kind of do it with understudies. But for a touring production, how do you do that? Because you don't get that, like, you don't get that opportunity. You don't have a stage that you can go to like, do you just have to like go along with them before you ease in, or like, how does that work?
Yeah, so it's a really
Long-winded
good
question, but
no, I love it. It depends on the show too, because there are long-running shows that have been around, like The Wicked's, Hamilton's, Lion
Mhm.
Kings, things like that. I was lucky enough when I joined the tour of Escape to Margaritaville, since it was a remount, we all had a tech process together. So
Okay.
even though I was new, we still came in it together, and so there was still a rehearsal process. For Wicked, it was a little different, and it's harder to like. Not harder, but it's just a different process to put people on the show. And so they what they do is they fly you in wherever you're going, and you watch the show a few times. You have rehearsal during the day, and you can watch at night. You really learn it with the stage manager and the dance captains of the show, and you're in a studio during the day.
Okay.
And then sometimes if there's time, you will go on stage and touch things and be a part of it. Just you and the stage manager and the dance captain, and then you'll watch if you want. But yeah, you kind of just rehearse the show like you would in a black box theater in like a studio, and go through the motions as much as you can. I was lucky enough to have 2 weeks of rehearsal, and I was being put into the show with a new Elphaba, a new Glinda, a new Madame Morrible, a new Dr. Dillamond, and a new Wizard and a Nessa. So 6 new principals together. So luckily, we did the
Wow.
whole show together, because that's the entire show, every plot
Yeah.
point. If it was just me, which has happened and will happen,
Yeah.
if they were just putting in one Bach, we would only learn the Bach track. And so I would never know what the other parts of the show look like, even to the put-in day. What is the put-in? Great question. So I go to it's the last day of your rehearsal, right? It's the day before your debut, usually 2 days before your debut. And the put-in is you are in full beat, full costume, mic, wig, makeup, everything. The entire company is there. There's usually just piano and drums, no orchestration. Sometimes you get lights, sometimes you don't. You'll get most of the effects if you need them. And then you do the show while everyone else looks like a normal person. It's the craziest thing ever. But then you get to actually like do the thing. Everyone else is in like Lululemon chilling. But you don't really experience the entire beast of the show until you debut. And so luckily, again, because I was put in with 6 new principals, we did the entire show. And everyone who was the principal characters were dressed up in their Crazy Oz costumes, and everyone in the ensemble was just in their Lululemon sweaters and things. So that was like fun, but we got to do the entire thing. And then the next Tuesday, we the downbeat came and everyone was going. It was business as usual, and then you were in the machine of the show, and you are going as if like you've always been there. And of course, like there are notes that you will get along the way, but yeah, once you debut, you're in it, and there's no going back. So
I'm losing that. Hold on.
yeah.
Wow. I think it's also my Wi-Fi
Oh,
that I'm losing.
sorry. Uh-oh. Are we back?
No, it's not you. It is my Wi-Fi that's I'm losing it. So yeah, we're back. No.
Sweet.
And computer. You're saying that it's dying. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're good.
Sweet.
We're good. That's a live show for a reason.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Boom. Yeah, where did I lose you at? I don't know.
You said Tuesday, and then I lost everything.
Sweet. So Tuesday comes around after you're put in, and you're just in the show, really. Like, and you'll get notes, of course. Like the people will all support you, and they're not going to leave you out to dry, But basically, after all that rehearsal and process, you are in the show, and you're part of the company fully, and the training wheels are off, and so it's you and the company. And so it's really a crazy experience, because in a way it feels so hyped up. You're getting ready to do this thing, and then you do it. You're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm doing Wicked,
I've never, but see, you got to experience it with so many other people, because I just could not experience this. Everyone's standing around going, Oh, look, it's Glenda.
Yeah, I will say when I joined the Broadway company, I did have a put-in day, and it was just me. Luckily,
Uh-huh.
I have already done the show for
Yeah.
a year on tour, so I was familiar and I didn't feel crazy. But I was in my full wig, and especially the opening number, I have a crazy costume,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just me, and everyone else was in their regular clothes. I said, "This is what I'm doing with my life,"
So is it
Wild.
like when you do the put in, like okay, so when you did the put in on Broadway, was it we know I'm gonna just name drop one person that I do, like Jordan was there and everybody else was there. It was just so they came in early. Like, is it like on an off day or is it like the day of before like a 7 p.m. show?
So usually, at least for Wicked, on Broadway, when I had my put-in, the put-in was on a Friday just because it's a one show day, and
Mhm.
then they try to avoid the 2 show days because there's not really time to do them. So my put-in was on a Friday, and it was at I want to say it was at like 1 o'clock, and it didn't go that long because it was just the box shows stuff.
Uh-huh. So
So
it was all the
it
box
was
stuff.
yeah, it was pretty quick, and it didn't last that long. So maybe it was an hour
Okay.
most.
That's not
But
bad.
yeah, everyone came in and then they had a break until the show at 8 and then continued. And I got to like watch if I wanted and have rehearsal and notes and things like that. But then I didn't have, then I have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday night is when I debut. So it feels like a whole other week has gone by before I get to like do it again.
But when you
But
get
yeah,
to do
everyone's
it,
there.
it's like it's amazing.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it's a dream. I have a video of my opening night day on Broadway, and I'm like, I did it. I can't believe this. Like, I was just me in the theater. I was like, I can't, like, we're doing Wicked on Broadway now. It's nuts.
I just couldn't imagine like I'll never be able to experience it, but like that moment where you get to come out on your Broadway debut,
Yeah.
you get to, because the principals, they all come out like on their own. Like you when you bow, you come out on your own. So just to have 1,900 people stand up and just cheer for you. Because I don't know if they make it. I've never been to someone when they make their Broadway debut. Did they like put a little insert into the program that said Broadway debut, or
So I,
I feel like
I
they had
actually,
to because your name wasn't probably in the program yet. Like,
well, I made my debut with Parade. My Broadway debut
yeah,
was Parade.
yeah,
And so there was a lot of like debuts that day. And so it
that's
was
true.
lovely to, yeah, they made an announcement because it was opening night, and
Yeah,
so there was an announcement where we all came out and stepped forward and got to show like we are the ones who are new to this little world, and so
yeah.
that felt so special. Absolutely.
I'm glad you mentioned Parade. We're gonna
Yeah.
right over into that because
Yeah.
that was your Broadway debut. That was your first time, and
Yeah.
I got to see it. I got to see you perform. I got
Yeah.
to see you as Frankie Epps, and I also got to see you as technically, even though it was Charlie's role at the very beginning, you were a young soldier at the very end too.
Yeah.
So I got to see you technically in two roles. What was that process like? Because it's not a national tour. It is a
Yeah.
revival of a musical that had already been on Broadway. What was that like? Because I know that audition process was probably wild and crazy.
Yeah. So I was on tour with Wicked when I got the audition notice. It was kind of common knowledge that the guy who was playing Frankie Epps at the time, because Parade, the revival started at City Center before it
Mm-hmm.
was on Broadway at the Jacobs, and they announced that they were transferring. But it was also announced that Gayton, who is the guy from Stranger Things, was
Mm-hmm.
going to Sweeney Todd as
Yeah.
Tobias Ray. And so they needed to replace Frankie Epps. And so I got that Playbill article. And I was like, I wonder who's going to replace him. Probably some famous dude. Good luck to him. And then I got an audition notice from my agent, same one that I've been with. And so
Wow.
I was in DC, and I sent in a tape I sent in both songs that I do in that show and both sides that were like connected to those songs. And I was also being seen for Frankie cover. I was
Mm-hmm.
being seen for Frankie Epps, his cover, and then also Young Soldier at the same time. And so I got a call back, and I took a 4 a.m. train from DC to New York because I had a show in DC at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to New York early in the morning. I had my call back at 11 a.m. It was an audition from the movies because it was just like so fun and so
Yeah.
magic to me. We had so many beautiful people in the room, of course, like Michael Arden, Jason Robert Brown, and the whole creative team was there. We did all the material multiple times. Part of the audition was to tell a story in a Southern dialect, and I loved that. It
Go
was
ahead,
so fun.
do a little story in a Southern dialect.
No, oh my gosh, I don't even remember what. It was crazy, but I really enjoyed myself. I had everyone laughing, and we were laughing together, telling stories, and then they tested my range, and then I left. I fully left the audition room, said thank you so much, and then they ran down the street while I was already gone, the monitor, and they're like, Jake, come back. We want you to come back and do something. And so then I had to sight read the entire song of the funeral sequence,
Oh,
which I did, and that was so fun. Thank God I went to Penn State and was able to do that, you know. So and then I, got more notes on it. We did it again, and so it was just truly like a audition out of the movies. And so from there, I took my train back to DC, made it just in time for half-hour call in the Kennedy Center, and did Wicked that night as if nothing had happened. And then the next Monday, I got a phone call saying I'm going to make my Broadway debut as Frankie Epps in Parade, and I had to leave Wicked a week early. And so that process was
dang.
wild because, a lot of people had joined the show at Cine Center, so they've already were familiar with the run and the show and material. So we had 2 weeks in New 42s where we rehearsed, and it was just truly a direct transfer. There were some differences, but there were, I think, 18 newbies, including myself. So we got a rehearsal process, but it was pretty fast, and I was helped and guided by all the genius that is Michael Arden and everyone else attached to that show. And we got to go to the Jacobs, did the whole tech process, and we had 2 weeks of previews, and then we went into production. And wow, it was truly the gift that keeps on giving. And I will be forever grateful for that show. It is a beautiful, heavy show, and I couldn't have asked for a better Broadway debut. I got to sing a whole song by myself on stage.
Yeah, you did. And
It
you're on a
was-
Grammy-nominated album.
Yeah, I went to the Grammy Awards for it. It was wild. So it's like truly a gift, and I'm forever grateful to that whole team, the producers, the company, and yeah, wow.
Charlie Webb took over. I know Brody Grant was supposed to be. It was in a production. Was he in the City Center?
Yes, he was in the City Center.
And then
and
Charlie
he
took
was-
over for that one.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And then he went on to become, Brody went on to become the Tony nominee for Outsiders.
Yeah.
But and Charlie Webb, I love him, great person. But you got to work with like Ben Platt and Michaela Diamond, and like the fact that that's one of the only shows I've ever been to where the main actor stayed on stage. He never left.
No, and that was his choice. He was the one who chose to do that.
Like, when do you use the bathroom? When do you take a drink of water? Like, that was the question that went through my mind was, oh my God, like I would have to pee in the middle of this.
Right. That's fair. Yeah.
But no, then you went on to Wicked. I mean, was that was like right after? That was like pretty much like instantaneously, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was a limited run parade, and so 3 months before the closing, I got a call. I went to a new agent at that point, and they called my new agent saying, hey, we would love Jake to come back to Wicked on Broadway for our 20th anniversary company. What does he think? And so I was so lucky to get that phone call, and so it lined up pretty perfectly. We closed parade August 6th, and I started rehearsals for Wicked August 7th.
You're like, let me think about this. Yes, I would want to go on. Like, I would love to try the character on Broadway.
Yeah, for real.
And so, what's the difference between? Because I know they're the exact same show, like tour to Broadway.
Yeah.
There has to be like for you coming from the tour to coming to Broadway. What was like the small or the biggest differences that you had?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of fun little differences because Wicked has been around for a little bit now. I think they're in the 22nd year this year. And so there used to be 2 national tours. There used to be a sit-down production, of course, before Broadway. And so a lot of iterations have came from the Wicked world. Now there are only 2. There's 1 tour and 1 Broadway production, and of course there's others overseas. But that being said, the tour right now that is out is the 2nd national. And so because of that, there are a lot of different things budget-wise that have changed. On Broadway, everything is automated. They push a button, the sets come out. They push a button, everything moves. I will say the time dragon clock on Broadway is a puppet.
I love that. That is one of the one thing on the entire set that serves purpose for only one line in the entire play.
Right. And so it's cool. It's truly a puppet that's manned by a bunch of people. I'm sorry, my dog's coming. Melvin,
You're good.
Come here. Let's go.
By the time dragon clock is the
And then-
only line serves the purpose for that dragon, but I love it.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful puppet thing, and it's paper mache, and it's like I think 35 pounds. On tour, there are 2 time dragon clocks because they travel one ahead of time to set it up at the venue that we're going to, and then the other one is just laying dormant at the theater that it's at. That is not a puppet. It's the only thing that's automated actually. Whereas everywhere else, everything else is pulled on by a pulley system or pushed on by actors. I will say another huge difference is the show on Broadway is a raked stage. And so everything is on a slight angle, and you just got to be aware of that. For me, a huge difference was like there were random things that are just flipped in terms of the Bach choreography and where you go. And of course, the sets are much bigger on Broadway, so I'm like up in the air and, things like that. There's also less people on tour. They combined tracks to make it just flow easier, travel easier. And so there are more bodies on stage on Broadway than there are on tour. And so just the traffic of that changes. But for the most part, it's all pretty much the same. And costumes were the same. I did get to get my own my own personal custom costumes to my body, my feet, everything. Very luxurious.
You kind of became the spokesperson
Yeah.
for Wicked. Because I just remember leading up to it, you were like, you want a view from your seat? Well, here's where you can sit. We have bathrooms on all 3 levels. I just remember you being the facts person and it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm still on their website. If you go to...
Are you really? Because I couldn't find you.
If you go to plan your trip and you go to on their website, and then it goes to box office is what pops up, and then all my videos are out there still. One day they'll take them down, but yeah, I'm still out there.
Would you stop? Hold on, because now I have to. Because I literally went to go find. Because I was going to, what is it? Where do you go?
Plan your visit.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Stop. Hold on. Nope. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassing you just a little bit here.
Okay, let's do it.
Because I was looking for this because I was going to showcase these on like the podcast.
Yeah, there it is.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Here at the Gershwin Theater, there are options and amenities that make a visit to Wicked accessible for everyone. All floors are accessible by elevator, but keep in mind the front orchestra does require climbing some stairs, and there are also stairs within the rear orchestra and mezzanine. The rear orchestra is wheelchair accessible for guests who need to remain in their chair, and the mezzanine has accessible seating for guests who are able to transfer from their wheelchair to a seat. For our low vision, deaf, or hard of hearing guests, there are accessible...
What did you say?
Giving full flight attendant over here.
It's just these, I remember watching these going, I'm going to meet this kid. I'm going to meet this guy. Because I didn't know you. So I was like, I'm going to meet this person. This is the one that I love. This is the one that I watched a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi. It's me, Bach. I hear you're planning a visit to Wicked, but aren't quite sure where to sit. I get it. The Gershwin is Broadway's largest and most accessible theater, so there are...
For a second. Very first time I ever saw the show, I was sitting... I don't know if you can see my mouse on the screen.
Yeah.
I was sitting up here, up in the very... can you see my mouse?
Yes.
I was sitting all the way... I think I was actually sitting right here.
Okay.
Is this the mezzanine? No, this isn't the mezzanine.
Yeah,
Is there another level above it?
No, that's it. That's the one.
So I was sitting right here when I saw it for the very first time.
Yeah.
And then the very next time I came down, I saw it right here.
Oh, you were in the show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of choices to consider. Just know wherever you sit, you'll be comfortable, since the Gershwin has more legroom and wider seats than any other theater. Let's fly through the main seating sections to help you find the perfect seat for you.
You definitely
Try
are
to
a
keep
flight
up.
attendant.
First thing to know, there are multiple levels of seating. When you're deciding where to sit, think about the type of...
the whole thing. It was, when I watched them, I was like, this is actually kind of cool because you're getting talked to by, there's one here from Jordan. I didn't know that. That's, no, I'm glad we got to do that.
Absolutely. Memory lane.
I was like, I'm going to embarrass you just a little.
Love it.
But no, it was, I will say did you love Wicked before you joined either to the tour or the show?
Oh my gosh, I've only ever seen the tour. I never saw the Broadway production until I joined. And so it was really fun to like see it on Broadway and see the differences. There are things that, oh, also like the monkeys fly on
Mm,
Broadway over the audience. We don't have that on tour.
okay.
But yeah, I always loved Wicked. Absolutely. I saw it in 2012 and 2014 when I was in Pittsburgh, and I was like, what is this? You know, so it was so fun to be a part of the world. Absolutely.
I think there's some things that you only really get to see if you go backstage and go behind.
Mhm.
I mean, there's the little bitty things that I thought like the elixir, like I thought that was a bigger thing
Yeah.
than it was. The one that got me, and I was trying to explain it to a friend who's obsessed. I said, there's a flight of stairs that they have to run down that are like this, and I said, but at the very bottom, all you could see on the wall was just green hand.
Green. Yeah.
And I will say the difference between sitting in the mezzanine versus sitting up close is I didn't realize that, like, and spoiler alert to people who haven't seen the show, I didn't realize that Elphaba wasn't painted green all the way through. Like, I didn't realize that her arms were actually sleeves.
Yeah, she's got like a whole bodysuit on too.
And
And so like she's painted all the way up here, just in case, but then
yeah,
everything else she has like a green layer of skin.
I remember. See, the reason why I thought she was always green was because I remember when Indina Menzel got hurt. She said that she had to go to the hospital, but she was still in green makeup.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, your entire body was covered in green. That kind of embarrassing. No, it's just her
Yeah.
face and her like.
Yeah, just her arms and her face and her neck all the way down. So it's pretty cool.
So
It's
I know
the
my
green.
friend. What'd you say?
What's that? The
Go ahead.
greening process is only like 15 minutes too. It can be done in 7, but they got it down to a science there. It's really impressive.
So now now I'm gonna transfer a little bit off of
Great.
Broadway, a little bit off of you. It's the Wicked episode, so I gotta go
Okay,
into the
let's
actual
do it.
movie. You got to be a part of the show during the creation of the actual Wicked musical, like the movie.
Yeah.
You weren't in the movie, but you guys as a cast got to go and see the movie before pretty much anyone in the entire world. How was that? Did you meet? My friend's gonna be mad if I don't ask this question because she's one of our special guest hosts all the time. Did you get to meet anyone from the actual cast?
We did, yes. We got to see the show before everyone. They actually had a showing of the new one that's coming out this month or next month. Last night, the company got to do it again, which is really cool. But of course, I'm not there anymore, so I didn't get to do it. So I'm a little jealous, but that's okay. But yeah, we got to go. It was a beautiful celebration. Everyone in the original company of Broadway was invited. Everyone in the current company was invited. Every witch that has ever been Glinda or Elphaba was there. We did meet Cynthia Erivo. We did meet Ariana Grande. We met John Chu, the director. Of course, all of the producers are the same producers on Broadway, so we know them, but we got to see them too. And then they kind of connected at that point, it was the 21st anniversary and the movie celebration together. So we had a big party at the end. So yeah, it was really fun to like celebrate with all these people that I've idolized for years and famous people, literally Ariana Grande to me as this like pop icon. That's who she is, you know? And so, yeah, it was cool to like be right next to her and see her in real life. And yeah, it's
the question I got asked from my friend, which I already knew the answer to because I've already known the answer to this, because we talked. But my friend was like, I got one question for him. All I want to know, did he meet Ariana Grande?
Yes,
yes, he did. But I will ask the question anyway. But it's kind of, I think it'd be kind of rude not to invite the original company when you got Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel making what has to be the closely guarded cameo appearance I've ever seen. Because I didn't like when they came on, my jaw dropped.
Yeah, and there's also 2 cameos that people don't really catch. Also, like Stephen Schwartz is also in it, and also Winnie, the book writer, is also in it too. So I think like those cameos were so guarded, specifically those 2, absolutely. But yeah, it was fun to like be like, we all screamed.
Because I know Stephen Schwartz is the one who says the wizard will see you now, and then I believe he is the one that says that's the wizard, or she says, doesn't she have that line?
She has 2 lines, which is so funny. She's like, I can't remember the line, but yeah, she has like 2 cameos in the
same. He can read it, like
it's so good.
That musical, because I know as a fan, it was my first show that I loved. I vowed to, and I'm sorry to the National Touring Productions. I vowed never to see a national tour of it. The very first time I wanted to see it, I wanted to see it on Broadway. And I got to see it with Jonah Platt and Carrie St. James.
Nice.
It's so much of one of my favorite shows that I got it. Like, it's literally tattooed on me. That's Jonah Platt's signature.
Oh my gosh.
So it's tattooed on me. And when I saw Carrie St. James and Dolly, I went, it's gonna be an odd question because I don't like doing it when people are like, oh my God, I loved you in like Parade. I loved you in, but I said, I have to know. Were you in Wicked at the same time as Jonah Platt? And she goes, yeah, that was my Figaro. I said, I seen you on Wicked. Okay, that's all I needed to know.
That's so cool.
She was flabbergasted that I was like, I just remember because it's like one of those shows.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I
you
guess,
remember the people.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, are you one of those people like when you go? My other thing I hate about, and this is my personal rant, hate about stage touring is when people like follow like the actors home, like, you know, once they're done, they're done. Unfortunately, on the other hand, when I met you, we did the backstage. Then I went the wrong direction.
Oh no!
Subway, so I came back, and then we ended up talking. Like, but that to me, that doesn't count. Like,
yeah,
I bumped into I don't know if you ever watched like The Circle on Netflix.
I think I have.
I bumped into like their host on like on the street, and I accidentally I got pushed into her, and I was like, "Ow, are you so?" And like that stuff, like that's fine. What is your favorite, like, you think about the stage tour? Do you like it when people like mention former shows, or do you like what's your favorite stage tour like thing?
I think it's fun to go out and stage door. I think it's such a lovely experience. Of course, like within reason and like when people are respectful, that's always the hope. But I think it's such a fun way to connect specifically with young people and get to tell them like, you can do this if you want to. It's attainable. We're just human beings and we get to connect in that way. I know it feels like such a thing where like there's a barrier and obviously you can't cross this barrier, but at least we get to do this and to connect for 2 seconds and make some sort of impact, because I think life is about human connection and, you know, memories that way and finding happiness in that. And so I love connecting with people who are fans of the show. With Wicked specifically, people are fans of the show rather than fans of me.
Yeah.
And so I'm so honored to be like a beacon of that energy. And I'm so happy to go out and talk to people about it and be like, I saw this Bach and like you made this choice. And that's so, I'm honored to like be looked at in that way. I really enjoy hearing about people's first times. I enjoy like the non-theater goer perspective. Yeah, it's just so touching to hear that that still exists. There are people who have not seen Wicked ever. There are people who have not seen theater ever. And then you get to be like, and what'd you think? And how are you? And it's like, it feels fun to like be able to talk to the performers, because it's one thing to go watch a movie and those are beautiful things too, but then you can't talk to the people you just watched and then get to experience a human thing. And so that's what I love, just connecting with people. I take a long time at the stage door sometimes, and that's, you know, not always the best because then I'm tired, but I really enjoy it. I think human connection is such a valuable thing that we have missed out on a lot recently and need more of.
I think you talked about the stage door and like the well, obviously we were talking about stage door, but you talked about staying there a little bit longer even though you're tired. That I've seen like just it could be that moment of like you say, like someone seeing Wicked for the first time and they have that interaction with you, and then you could be the reason they're like, you know what, I'm gonna go home and audition for such and such.
Right.
It's like, and it's just that 2-minute time frame is important. Like, and I'll say this, like I've seen Wicked. I saw Wicked with Jonah. I saw Wicked with Carrie St. James. Was it St. Louis? It's Carrie St. Louis, not St. James. St. James. Carrie St. Louis. I don't know why I call her, but I saw her. Like when I met Jordan, we talked to Jordan. There were things that he did so differently as a Figaro that I'm like, okay, you're up there. Like Jonah will always be my first Figaro that I saw.
Yeah.
But like, no offense, Jonah. Like, but honestly, like I loved Jordan's performance. Like it was just, there was something about it that I felt like the connection. Now no one can top Jonathan Bailey as Figaro, but or Robert Irwin on Dancing with the Stars as Figaro. But like,
right there you go.
Those moments at the stage door, like I love just being able to be like, hey, I saw you in this. You did so well. This was fantastic.
Yeah. So beautiful.
But I think we can. I'm gonna go on because I have this little section. We haven't done it in forever.
Okay.
But it's called Fiery Questions.
Uh-oh. All right.
So it's I have, I think, 19. They're fiery questions. They're not rapid fire. You
Okay.
can think for a second. But they range from personal stuff to theater.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the personal stuff, and then we're going to go up to the theater. What's the last musical theater album you bought or listened to?
Bought or listened to? Bought or listened to?
You can do either one.
I recently listened to Next to Normal.
Okay.
Yeah, just because of the London production that happened. I was like, let's listen to
That's
that.
the one with
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it
But
Cassie?
well, yeah, Casey.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. What's your favorite color?
I love a deep teal.
Okay. Morning person or night owl?
I'm a night owl for sure.
I think I know the answer to this because I'm pretty sure it's on your website. Your favorite comfort snack?
I do love Cheez-Its. I love a little Cheez-It moment.
Favorite word.
Favorite word?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Whoa. My favorite word. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. That's a good question. I've been saying like work a lot, which I don't love. I don't like how it sounds when I say it, but I guess it's my favorite right now. I've been saying so much of it. So we'll go with that. Work.
Last book you read?
The Guncle.
Okay. Never heard of it. Gonna have to.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get that after we're done. Because you are a dancer and you wear a tumbling track. Favorite dance move?
Oh, I like a clean pirouette. If you can do more than like 3, I think it's so impressive.
Do you watch dance? This is not a question. This is a side question.
Okay.
Do you watch Dancing with the Stars?
I don't. I should though. I've been watching some of the Wicked like clips though.
Wicked. That was. I was wearing this. I was drinking my Wicked. Like I was in love. That entire.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was cool.
Biggest. So I guess there is some things mixed in here. Biggest pet peeve in the theater.
I think it's cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when people are just either on their phone or just checking it.
I'm gonna go on a little tangent. I went to go see Dead Outlaw.
Yeah, I love that.
And the guy sitting next to me was an older gentleman. And when I say older, grandpa, 70, 80. Munching on some leg candy, and I was like, all right, I can get used to this.
Right.
Then his phone rang.
Oh, God.
And literally he picked it up, and literally everyone around us went, no.
It's
and
crazy.
He goes, hello?
Are you
And he
serious?
went, are you serious? And I looked at him, and I said, just stop. Like,
That's
turn.
crazy.
And he was like, we'll talk later. And he had a conversation. And I literally, the girl next to me at the end of the show went, I'm so sorry. I said, that pissed me off. Like, I want my money back. Like that, like it took me out.
That is crazy to answer the phone. Ringing one thing, answering it is another.
Because I know people put their phone on airplane mode, but then they still ring, and I'm like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah. Wild.
Craziest fan story.
Craziest fan story.
And don't you dare mention me getting you a freaking box. That would be
No,
rude.
I love it. I think the craziest one was it's not even that crazy, but I was at 54 Below, and there's a group 3 gentlemen who had there was 3 big cutout boards of 8x10 headshots of me and photos of me that they had me sign, and they were waiting outside. The 54 Below venue for me to sign them, and they've come a few places. They're lovely, very nice men, but you never really expect to see huge cardboard cutouts of yourself. Yeah.
I think craziest thing I've done was I just wanted Eddie Redmayne's signature on my cabaret playbill, and so I camped out at the thing, and the people, like, people do it all the time. They just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
But one of the ladies that was one security guard, she came there, and I didn't have a playbill, but I was like, listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was here last night. I have my ticket to prove it. I stood right back. I stood literally right behind me. He didn't sign it. I just want the playbill signed. And she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, let me go get you one." I was like, "Oh, cool. I'm not crazy. All right." And
There you
like,
go.
I didn't realize that people do that because they don't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
True. Well, that's fierce.
what's your life motto?
Keeping it light. I like to keep it light as much as I can.
I like that. Coffee or tea?
I'm a coffee person, but I wish I was a tea person.
I'm guessing Starbucks or something else.
I'm Dunkin'.
You're Dunkin'. What's your Dunkin' order?
Right now, because it's full, I got 1 pump of vanilla and 2 pumps of pumpkin.
Mine never changes. Mine's butter pecan all the way.
Work.
There you go. There's your word.
Work.
Last song that was stuck in your head. Now we're getting to the Broadway.
Last song that was stuck in my head. I think it's Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now.
Okay. What is your favorite quote from any play or musical?
Oh.
See, I'm making you think.
Favorite quote from any play or musical? Huh. I don't know if I have a favorite quote. I should. That's like a very smart question. Huh. I think.
Here, I'll give you time to think, because mine is from Merrily We Roll Along.
Okay.
And it's don't just write about what you know, write about what you know.
That's fun. That's fun.
I like that one.
Oh my God. Why can't I? I don't know. I think. Yeah, I don't.
We can skip it.
Yeah, maybe skip it. I'll
Okay.
try to come back to it. Jeez, I'm so sorry.
What's your dream role?
Oh, my dream role. My dream is to originate a new show. I would love to
Okay.
originate a new part. Like that is truly my dream, and I'm trying so hard to do that. But in terms of stuff that already exists, I'd love to play Evan and Dear Evan Hansen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have been in the Muni.
I tried, let me tell you. I didn't get it.
I would have gone to the Muni.
You would-
I would
you
have.
made
I
your
already, because I already
debut
told you
debut.
I'm going to go see every show you're in. So I would have gone
Right.
and seen. I would have gone and seen it, and I would have been able to check something off my bucket list.
There you go.
If you could go back in time and see a single production, what would it be?
I think I would go back and see. I would see Pippin. I would love to see Pippin, the revival, but I'd also love to see the original too. But
Okay.
I was obsessed because of high school. I was obsessed with the revival that was happening a couple years prior, and I'd love to go see Bettina Miller.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you're not doing theater, what is your favorite hobby? I already know this, but
Yeah, I usually just play piano or be with friends and hang out. But I love to chill at home and be with my animals and have a Cheez-It.
these ones, the Broadway ones are my usual. When I send to get a playbill, I ask can you sign this up?
Yeah.
What is your pre-show or post-show must-have snack or meal?
If I don't have Cheez-Its, which is honestly often, I don't buy them for myself a lot, but I usually have like cheese and crackers or like my favorite like little chip. I love a chip, and so right now I'm using I think they're called Saddles from Trader Joe's. Those are my favorite. Yeah, I have to have them.
I have 3 more. And then
Okay.
we can circle back.
Mhm.
No, I already asked that. If someone was going to make a movie of your life, who would you want to play you?
I think I would want. Oh, I don't know. I think. I don't know. I think it'd be super funny to have. He's a friend of mine, but we used to be confused for each other all the time. His name's Joe Serafini. Him and I used to like look a lot.
He was in
Yeah.
High School Musical, the series.
Yes, we used to be like truly. He looks more like my twin when we were in high school than my actual twin. But yeah, I think I would hire him.
I can see you guys being
Yeah.
Yes. Now that you say it, and now that I know exactly. Yes.
We could do sideshow. We could do sideshow together. It'd be fun.
What is a piece of advice that you were given that you would love to offer now?
I say it all the
those who are
time.
watching.
I have two. I say them all the time. One is be a sponge. I think it's always like fascinating that like the learning's never done, and I think it's always okay to soak in information like a sponge, be that in an educational setting or just in life in general. The other one is trust the process. I used to hate it. I used to hate hearing that from my professor, but he's brilliant. His name's John Simpkins, and he would always say that in college. But truly trust the process of whatever you're in. Your process is yours, and you know that things that are meant for you will not pass you by. It's like the same kind of thing, but I like how this one it says trust the process.
Do you have a favorite quote, or you just want?
Oh, I don't know if I do. I think I'm.
I can mix that one.
Yeah.
My final one for this. If they were to call you tonight to come back to either Parade or Wicked, would you say yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
That was the last one. I had that one because I'm like because those were your two big shows. So I was like,
yeah.
Because I've known people that were like, yeah, if they just want me to come on one night just to cover, I would do it. Like
yeah, and it does happen. So I would love to save the day.
Well, this was a Fire Week question. It's good. You actually got to be a part of something we haven't done in like 2 years.
Okay.
So I've already kept you longer than I said I would, but like,
no,
what's next for you? Do you have anything like life
yeah,
that you're
right
able
now?
to say? Because I know it's a big world out there for Peter. You can't say a lot, but like, what's coming up in the pipeline for you?
I am not allowed to share too much, but I'm allowed to share that I'm doing a new musical right now called Alice in Neverland.
Okay.
And basically it's a prequel before Peter Pan, and it's a sequel to Alice in Wonderland. And I play Peter Pan, and I get to like develop this new musical. We're working right now at New 42 for the next, we've been 1 week in already. We have 2 weeks left, and we'll see what happens with it, but it's going really well. And that's what I'm doing now. I've been lucky enough to do new musicals this whole year since leaving Wicked, and so I'm going to continue that journey. I have 2 new readings of 2 other shows I'm doing, so, keeping busy, but for the most part, I'm trying to maintain my health and visit my partner as much as I can on the road,
So does that mean I have to get one of these made of you in a little Peter Pan outfit?
I hope that's what that means. We'll see. I would love that.
I did say there is another surprise coming. It's another one of these, but I can't tell you what it is.
Okay, that's fair.
And I told him, I said, do not post this on on social media, because I'm making a couple. I'm making one for someone in Heather's. And then I'm making another one because I have I went and saw I will show you okay, hold on while we're on here. I have this one from someone that I knew that was in Squid Game.
Cute.
Squid Game actor. My friend got me one that is from the guy from Survivor.
Oh yeah.
I got this one is also one of my favorites because it's tattooed on my arm as well. It's Stay Gold Pony Boy, so it's a little Brody Grant.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So Brody Grant got one, and then I gave you yours personally, and then I sent one to Tom Francis in his role in Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, nice. They're so cool. I literally love this thing. It's so cool.
As soon as you saw it and then you posted it, I went, oh crap. And he's like, yeah, because apparently you asked to get one made for yourself.
I did. I was like, wait, I want one of these.
But no, I've always said it from the beginning, like, you're one of my favorite actors. So to be able to for you to be able to come on, I mean, and thank you for letting me do a different way of asking questions, because I literally had bullet points okay, talk about CLO, talk about the Jimmy Awards, but there's things that you get to talk to Broadway stars at the stage door, but you don't get to have that in-depth conversation.
Yeah, we're talking now.
You're talking. You said, "What is a put-in?" Thank you so much for asking. That was literally my next question.
Work.
Yeah, see, look at that. Are you? I guess my question, because this is literally coming out the week before Wicked Part 2. Are you excited to see Wicked Part 2?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I think they did a fantastic job the first time around. My friends who saw it last night say they like it even better. So I'm like, I'm nervous because I loved the first one.
There's so many questions that you have, who is riding away and on the horse, someone posted on Reddit, they want to know what happened in that scene that they showed at the very beginning with the water and the straw. And I think my biggest thing is I love how now Glinda took Elphaba's line, "There's no place like home," and gave it to Dorothy.
Isn't that
Like,
interesting?
'cause
Yeah.
now you're getting new things. But
Yeah, it's good.
I'm excited for
I'm
what's to come
pumped.
for you.
Oh yeah. Well,
and for Wicked the musical.
yeah. All of the above.
I would love if you ever go back, I will gladly come and see it.
Yeah.
But no, I just want to thank you for coming on, because like I know I took time out of your day, and especially for someone who's just I consider us friends now. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I'm friends with the Broadway. Like I talked, like I was gonna dress up on Halloween as Fierro, but yeah, I kind of dropped the ball on that.
Oh
And
no.
Jordan reached out and he goes, "So you still dressing up?" And I was like,
You're like, oh well.
And
next time.
for those who are watching, in January we will have Fierro on. Jordan Litz, who currently plays Fierro, will be on. He contacted me a couple of days ago, and by that I mean it was in October when he contacted me, because it's coming out in November. But he said he would do it. Could have made it a Wicked month, but I decided not to. But thank you so much for coming on and being a part of this, and answering questions that I probably would have never thought about asking. So
well, thank you for having me. I had such a good time, truly. I'm glad it all worked out.
If you want to follow Jake, his Instagram is @jake.ped.
With the deep teal. I love it.
I didn't even realize that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's the color of the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a good color.
Chrissy, who I do the show with, she's an Eagles fan. So like every episode, I try to either change that to the Raiders silver, the Chiefs red, or the green. And that's just what I left it as. But apparently it's your favorite color.
It really is. I love it.
But no, like I said, thank you for coming on. I'm just making sure there's no more slides here and that I don't just cut it off. Thank you for coming on. For you, stay on. But everyone watching, find out what's to come when we come right back.
See you later.
Work.
Well,
that was the interview. Chrissy, what did you think?
I thought he was great. It was awesome to learn about how he got started. I always remember I always forget sometimes that I'm old, and he's done a lot, like for somebody so young at the beginning of their career. It's cool how he went to Penn State. You don't think of Penn State as much like when you think of Penn State, you think of like football, maybe the swimming team, maybe the rowing team. You don't think of like such an in-depth theater.
Even that's what he said. He said you don't when you think of Penn State, you think of sports.
Yeah, and the fact that he had that, and then he got that Jimmy award like through the school that pushed him into where he is now, it's pretty cool. And I like how they were saying, I like how the guy said, like, just because you didn't like win this the first time, it doesn't mean you don't have like a trajectory into Broadway. And he got to go back and like tell the other kids that. That's so cool. I will need to see you, Jake, on Broadway at some point. I will need to see Wicked.
I told him the next time he does any show, I'm going back. So I mean, we'll make it a point, because I got to add on to the Wicked, the collection of playbills signed by him.
Oh my gosh.
So, and I have to get another little.
Oh my! I love it. And he met Ariana Grande, guys.
Here's my Pony Boy one.
He said that all the former witches were there. Do you think like Kristen Chenoweth was there?
I have a feeling she was there.
I mean, she was like in the cameo in the movie, so that's wild.
What I really loved is how he went into the background, like the background of like how you get put into the show if you're coming in a show that's already on the run, which I kind of like, because I've always wondered like how they did that. But I remember seeing him in Parade before I saw him in that. But I remember when Wicked first came back outside of COVID, and they did this whole hoopla about it, and this was the big hoopla when they were coming back from COVID.
You've been waiting. And we've been waiting for you. Now, Broadway is ready. And Wicked is back for good. The Gershwin Theater reopens this fall, and we invite you to defy gravity at the only Broadway show that makes you feel everything. Wicked, returning to Broadway September 14th.
Was that like 2021?
That was 2021, yeah. So it was after Broadway was shut down for a while. It was, I just remember it coming back. But the reason why we decided to do this episode this week instead of next week is so we could hype you up for Wicked for Good, which comes out next Thursday, which is the next episode that we have, which both of us are not going to be here because we're going to see it
we are seeing it on opening night. You know it.
We're seeing it on opening night, so we can't be here to do an episode. So we're airing that then. We're going to have another episode next week. But Chrissy, have you seen the merch that they've been collabing with all these special partners and everything for this?
I've seen some of the things. I have a friend named Lisa who's obsessed with buying merch, and she's always showing me what Target has. And one of these days, every time I go, there's like nothing in the women's section. People must flock to this and get it quickly.
So this is not just Target. This is all sorts of like brands, especially like how Stanley did the Wicked last year. So these are just some of them. We're gonna
show me the Stanleys. Oh my god.
So they have a toothbrush.
Oh yeah, I do have one thing. I have like a scent, like a spray. Oh my god.
Gain.
Not the power wash, Dawn. Stop.
Okay, so I did see one of these, and Chrissy, you're going to laugh when you see one of them. So that's a Swarovski ornament, supposed to look like her wand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that. Yo. Wait, it turns either pink or green?
It turns either pink or green.
Where is this at? Like anywhere? Great.
Rob, I know what she wants for Chris. I know what she wants next week.
No, I'm gonna just go grab one.
Great value. I think so. It's great value. So Walmart.
Finn loves mac and cheese too. I'm gonna get me one. He actually just had mac and cheese for dinner.
Wicked duo candle set. General Mills, Glinda Goodberry or Alpha Caramel Apple cereal.
Stop.
Squishmallows.
Oh, look at that little Bach. I think that's Bach.
That's not Bach. That's
Who's
Fiero.
that? Fiero? Okay.
Yeah. Cologne, Ariana Grande's fragrances.
That's what I bought, like the knockoff version of that at Five and Below because I had to. It had Ariana on it.
Makeup. Chocolate. I like the swirl.
I feel like I've seen those.
Oh, there's all these different flavors. Huh. Lush Wicked body sprays. Swiffer. Every witch needs a Swiffer.
Okay, that one's cute.
The Kristen S. Wicked hairline. Cascade Wicked class.
Oh my god, I'm getting that one.
That smell like the Emerald City. Eyeglasses. Brushes. Cleansing balm. Scrunchies.
Oh my god.
An
advent calendar? Stop.
That is actually pretty sick.
I was going to get the Sesame Street one, but now I think I want that.
I love a good, this is wallpaper. Nails.
Ooh.
I love a good wallpaper. I love a good, whipped cream.
Wicked whipped cream? It's probably pink or green.
American Girl dolls.
Aw.
Glassware. Oh, that's cute. I love the tumblers.
That is cute.
Okay, so I have a confession to make.
Wait, those are cute too.
I have a confession to make. I have one of these. It's on its way.
Oh my god. I
I have the fear. I have the green one.
feel like I need to get one something.
Gain. Funko Pops. Not
Oh,
as
there
cool.
they are.
I'm sorry. Not as cool as these Funko Pops, though.
Yeah, they don't got no back ones. I mean, they might.
There's a Yeti.
Oh, that Yeti's nice.
A Lego set.
Yo.
Care
Care
Bears.
Bears. Oh, the babies.
Pillsbury cookies.
Cookies.
Ain't no way it comes with the black and the white icing, so they just did that on purpose. Olay.
More Olay is really into this. The Crocs. Stop. The Gibbets. Phone case. Okay. Actually, that was a fun phone case. Bill Bear.
It's a Build-A-Bear. A makeup eraser set.
I wonder if they. Oh, you know what? PetSmart had like a dog shirt, a little alpha dog shirt.
Rubber duck collection. This is what I wanted to show you. The Vera Bradley collab.
Look at that! Wow.
Rob, add this to her Christmas list.
In the Vera bag.
Socks.
The Bombas.
Little makeup collections kit.
Ooh,
Cupcakes you mix to reveal whether or not it's pink or green. And last but not least, the Wicked Monopoly board game.
Wow. It's like you buying property in Emerald City.
Literally. So I thought that'd be cool to show those off because, you know. But guys, if we convince you anything, it's go and see Wicked for good. Go see Ariana Grande, Jonathan Bailey, Ethan Slater, Michelle Yeoh, Jeff Goldblum.
He's a hottie.
I'm missing one. I'm missing a bunch, but like, go see them. Jonathan Bailey, Fierro, was named sexiest man in the America, and he's the first LGBTQ man to be nominated for sexiest man in America.
That's amazing.
So, like, go check it out. Go see Wicked on Broadway. Go see Wicked on tour. And while you're at it, follow us on our Instagram. Oh, we're joining us Wicked night, but follow us on. Never mind. I didn't.
You want to come watch our next show?
If you want to come watch our next show, November 20th, Broadway Personal Interest Pieces. I'm going to be talking about a play called Punch. Chrissy, do you know what you're doing yet? I thought we talked about doing. What did you talk about doing?
Oh,
celebrity.
Did I have an idea?
Stars.
Oh yes, reality stars that maybe have been on Broadway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll follow up with that. That's cool.
Come see that. Come watch that. It's gonna be a good episode. Watch that while we're watching Wicked.
And then go watch Wicked after.
And then go watch Wicked after. There's going to be a whole bunch of performances that night, a bunch of shows that night. And while you're at it, follow our Instagrams.
Kalua is not in. I haven't seen Kalua in a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, follow me at CRossMac_4 and Kalua_Pup410.
If you want to follow me, it's at J Hanton. Follow Brinkley. Again, she's not on, but you know, we're still gonna shout her out. Follow Brinkley. Don't forget to get your Christmas. Oh, I guess I'm not mentioning.
This show is hyped. Go buy Wicked merch.
Go see Personal Interest Pieces again. This is so out of order because the next thing was supposed to be Fallon McGuire and try to get your Christmas gifts.
Oh yeah, I want to get that cow.
But then check out our next show on November 20th. It's Broadway Personal Interest Pieces. But until then, I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know what's next. Again. Man, this show is all over the place.
When you come back, the StreamYard will have its shit together.
Until next time, stay happy, stay healthy.
And remember to live your life.
Stay good. defy gravity, and live your life 100% unedited.
Good night.
Good night. Or not.
Oh, I was waiting for the song.
I was too.
Just watch me
This
break.
is how you know that the show is not edited.
Your sweat
Okay, let's see if this works. Here we go.
falling into me, touch me. I
It's not
swear,
working. It's not working.
do anything that I want.
I don't know what's going on. It's
For the
supposed to play.
dawn. Baby, feel free. Gonna make you sweat on me. Jonathan Bailey.
Have a good night.
Just watch me break.